I really hope y'all can't see my pants right now because I'm literally just wearing pajama bottoms.
I wanna see what your head game like. Do you know what you're doing? Is your neck game tight? Do you know how to use it? Have a long conversation.
Hey guys, it's Chelsea and I'm back with another video for you guys today. I know that I've been away from YouTube for a while now. My phone stopped working. It's right here. It's still kind of functioning. Like, I'm still getting notifications and stuff, and it lets me open apps when it wants me to, not when I want to. But it got to the point where like I literally couldn't use it. Like, I couldn't go on Instagram. I couldn't post on my wonderful business page, which is Edamari Sienna Beauty. You should definitely follow us, check us out. And I couldn't edit any videos, so I went and got a new phone. This phone I am keeping though because I'm slowly airdropping all of my photos and all of my business information over to this new phone, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. It's just materialistic things that don't really matter. So there's so much more to be grateful for, and today I'm going to bring you guys an amazing, wonderful video that I finally get to film and put out for you guys, and I'm very excited for that. Today I'm going to be telling you all the things that you need to do and all the things that you need to know before you start your skincare business. Now, this could totally go for any type of business. It doesn't necessarily have to be a skincare business, but I say skincare business because that's mainly what I specialize in, and I'm not doing lip gloss business because everyone has done a video on how to start a lip gloss business. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but if that is something that you'd like to see from my point of view, let me know in the comments down below and I'll definitely make sure that I record that. Let's get right into the video because I'm sure you don't want to hear anything else that doesn't pertain to your business. Make sure you like this video down below and subscribe if you want to see more. Okay, so the first step to starting your own skincare brand, you want to make sure that you have a business plan. Start out with some sort of skeleton for your business. And the reason for this is that you don't want to just start buying stuff and not have a plan, not have a purpose. Without having a plan and a purpose, it's very hard to execute your brand to where people are actually going to purchase from you. With this being said, anyone can buy anything and try to sell it. Anyone can buy a bunch of lip gloss tubes on Alibaba and fill them up with Versagel mixed with lip colorant and oils and put them in a tube and try to sell them to people. Anybody can do that. When selling to a consumer, you really want to think about what else are you selling them other than the product. People love buying things, but the reason why people love buying things and the reason why people are attracted to certain things and certain big brands is because they're purchasing something that gives them an experience. So let's take, I don't know, Fashion Nova for example. I'm not a fan of Fashion Nova, but I'm gonna use it for example because their branding and marketing is A1. They didn't just start posting photos of people wearing their jeans and people wearing their dresses and say, hey, buy this. They planned this all out. They marketed towards people, unfortunately, with extreme body insecurities. And they did this by having really big influencers wear their clothing. Those influencers wore their clothing, promoted their clothing, had discount codes for their clothing. And then also the models that they used had these similar body types to these influencers. And although I don't agree with this or fast fashion at all, their marketing and branding is on point. They knew who their audience was. Their purpose is to make you feel like a bad bitch. People feel like bad bitches when they shop at Fashion Nova. I mean, you're all bad bitches regardless of if you shop at Fashion Nova, but Fashion Nova's thing is they got a bunch of bad bitches to model their clothing. They got a bunch of bad bitches to promote their clothing. Therefore, people who want to look like and be like these bad bitches went out and bought their clothing. So the reason why you want to have a business plan is because you want to plan out your purpose. How do you want your customers to feel? When I used to really sell lip gloss heavily, I would always include, this gloss smells like cotton candy, and on the lips it has an iridescent sheen, and it's gonna plump your lips, and it's gonna do this and it's gonna do that. And that's more so marketing, but also your business plan plays into that. Also, you just don't want to be lost. Like, you don't just want to start posting stuff and not have a plan. Having a plan is so important. I would definitely recommend looking up business plans on Google. I don't have a template done yet. I do want to add a free business plan template to my site, so I'm working on that now, getting that ready for you guys. But until then, I would say definitely Google a basic business template and kind of use that to formulate your ideas, formulate how you're going to sell your products, where you're going to sell your products, and all that good stuff. Next, what you want to do is create a vision board, and you want to create a mood board. There's a difference between the two. So your vision board is going to be more so your goals for your business. How many followers do you want to reach on your social? How much revenue do you want to make this year? Where do you see your brand this year, going this year? What do you want to sell? Your vision board is pretty much there to help you plan out what are your goals and what do you see for your brand coming up. This is specifically for your brand or for your personal growth or for your financial growth. And with this, you can, I don't have a lot of examples of vision boards because I low-key didn't finish mine. Don't yell at me. But I did have a template for my vision board, and I had on there that I was going to surpass 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and that I was going to surpass 1,000 followers on my Instagram page for our business. We do have a Twitter, but I don't really use it that much. And I also had on there some other personal things, like I'm gonna go vegan, but you wanna formulate it specifically to your brand. So as I said, how many followers do you wanna reach? How much revenue do you wanna make? Who do you wanna market towards? Do you want a warehouse? Have a picture of someone at a warehouse. Do you want to get 100 orders every month? Have a picture of someone surrounded by all of their packages on your vision board. This is going to help you visualize your goals. So we all have goals that we think of mentally, and we can write them down, and writing them down does a lot too. I'm gonna get into that after this. But you also want to be able to visualize. You want to be able to see what you're working for. So on my wall right now, I have my move-in date for my apartment, and waking up to that every morning, going to sleep to that every night. When I open my eyes, when I'm meditating, like after I meditate and I open my eyes and I see that, it's a positive reinforcement to your brain and also to your mind, which in turn also functions along with your spirituality, your vibration levels. When this is in tune and you constantly see this and this is constantly being reinforced into your psyche, it's more likely to come true. The reason for this is because you have your eyes on the prize constantly. I remember last year I tried to do the same thing in 2019. I was like, I'm gonna do all these amazing things, and I planned all these things in January, and I was like, new year, new me. And then I literally did not look at that list of goals for like 6 months. And I didn't have a vision board. I didn't have it up on my wall. I was in college, so I was constantly distracted, and I couldn't focus. And so towards the end of 2019, I made a new plan in August, and I was like, I'm gonna start this business. This is what it's gonna look like. I'm gonna meditate every morning. I'm gonna journal every morning. I'm gonna read my goals out loud every morning. And I'm gonna look at this vision board that I did not finish, but it was always up on my laptop. I made it my laptop's like screen wallpaper. That's also a good thing to do. Now, to the mood board. Your mood board is specifically for your brand also, but it's more so about your brand's aesthetics. So my brand is very clean. It looks very green. It has a lot of beige colors. It's very earthy, and it's also very minimalistic. So all of those words would go on my mood board, and then I would Google or go on Tumblr. I love using Tumblr for this. I'll go on Tumblr, I'll go on Google, and I'll find photos that I feel like resonate with my brand. So I probably have a lot of plants on my mood board. I can insert some examples of mood boards also that I did in the past. I'd have a lot of nude colors, a lot of browns, a lot of earthy tones, a lot of plants. So like, let's say you want to go for like a 90s baby theme. You'd probably have a Nintendo, probably a Game Boy. You'd probably have a flip phone if it's like 90s Y2K, early 2000s. Different shades of pinks, purples, whites, maybe pastels. So your mood board is pretty much just to visualize what your brand aesthetic will be, what you want your brand aesthetic to be. You will center your Instagram theme and your other social media themes around this mood board, around what your mood board looks like pretty much. Come up with an idea of what you want your brand theme to be, your brand's visual theme to be, and then your mood board is to literally make it visual so that you have something to kind of go off of. You don't have to post these specific pictures, but your pictures that you post should coordinate with your mood board, if that makes sense. So like, I take all of my skincare product photos on a light brown sheet, which is like, it was like a regular bed sheet that I got for like $7 at Walmart. And I make sure that it's out in the sun, and I usually do it without labels because I just like for everything to look clean and fresh, but it fits my brand aesthetic. It's literally just like the products on a beige background, but it fits. And so you want to base your photography, your product photos, and all that stuff around this mood board. I know that my camera angle probably just changed, but I was trying to check and make sure that my phone was still recording. So I'm gonna give you guys a few more tips, and then I'm gonna actually split this video into 2 parts. Now, the reason why I'm splitting this video into 2 parts is because I don't want what happened to my other phone to happen to this phone. So I don't want to overwhelm this phone, especially considering that I just got it. So I am trying to make this video short, and I've already been recording for almost 20 minutes because I talk too much. Okay, so the next thing, you want to do research. What I did is I did a lot of research on YouTube. I looked up a lot of tutorials on the things that I wanted to make. So when I first started, I wanted to make lip gloss, obviously. But when I started getting into skincare, I started looking up recipes like how to make a body oil, how to make a facial oil, how to make a toner, how to make a cleanser, how do you do this, how do you do that. I also Googled certain ingredients that I knew people really liked because I see them a lot in really big brands. A lot of people use green tea, a lot of people now use spirulina, a lot of people love aloe, and a lot of people love lavender. I just so happen to use all of those things in my products, but I made sure that I researched each individual ingredient to make sure that 1, it was safe for skin, 2, that it was safe and legal for me to use it and sell it and produce it in products in the US. This also depends on what country you may be in, what state you may be in. It also varies depending on location. Research for your specific location. But I pretty much compiled all of this research. I would take notes, I would type things up, I would bookmark articles, and that is how I kind of got into what I was doing. I was like, okay, this can go with this, but this can't go with this, and this can't possibly go with this because that could be really bad. Yeah, so I also looked up like products that are safe to make using all natural ingredients, and then I also just followed a lot of people on YouTube that make skincare products. So I'd say do your research, make connections. Next, you want to figure out what will you be selling. Skincare, but like what specifically will you be selling? Do you want to make cleansers? Do you want to start out with toners? Do you want to start out with a facial oil? Do you want to start out with a moisturizer? Do you want to start out with a face scrub? What do you want to start out with? I would recommend starting with about 3 to 5 products. I would not suggest overloading yourself. There is no reason why anyone should launch with like 10 plus products. It just doesn't make sense to me. To each its own, but that seems like it could get really messy really fast. Simply because when you start selling things, you have to make sure that you're tracking how they sell. So I had a few products that weren't selling as quickly as other products. I discontinued those products because obviously there's not a huge, what's the word? There's not a big demand for that product. There we go. So I definitely wouldn't say start out with buying 10 products because you'll invest all this money into making all these products, and then if half of them don't sell and the other half sell out quickly, and then you have to restock those, but you don't have all the money you need to restock the ones that are in high demand because you spent that extra money on the ones that aren't in high demand, you may run into an issue. This is not a guaranteed issue that you'll run into. It's just a possible scenario that you want to be aware of and that you want to take into consideration. But you want to get 3 to 5 products, maybe even less than that, and start. I'm going to cut this video off here. This is part 1. If you want to see part 2, it will be linked after this. So it should be a card on either side of me where you can check out part 2. Part 2, I'm going to go into detail about marketing, as I talked about before with senses and getting people to want to buy your products because they feel like they're buying an experience. I'm also going to go into web design. If you don't know how to design a website, you need to watch part 2. And then I'm also going to go into printing your own labels at home and producing your own products at home. I'm also going to go over different payment methods and how you can make money. So make sure you check out part 2. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and if you're going to check out part 2, make sure you subscribe down below for more content like this. I definitely will be posting a lot more business tea for y'all. And make sure you like this video. Make sure you leave a comment down below with any video suggestions. You never know. You may think of something that I haven't thought of before, and then I can make that happen for you. So make sure you let me know in the comments what you'd like to see. Make sure you check out my brand, Amari Sienna Beauty, at Amari Sienna Beauty on Instagram. Our website is www.amarisiennabeauty.com. And I will see you all later. Thank you.